Most practitioners think they need to spend money on ads to grow their practice. Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads. And don't get me wrong, ads can work, but they're expensive, they're unpredictable, and they attract a lot of the wrong people. But what if I told you there's a better way? A way to attract dream patients, the ones who value your work, can afford your rates, and actually show up without spending a single dollar on ads. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. How many followers do you think you need to have a fully booked practice? 10,000, 50,000, 100,000? Most practitioners think they need a massive audience to make real money, but that's not true. I've worked with practitioners who have 300 people on their email list and make $200,000 a year. And I've worked with practitioners who have 10,000 followers who can barely fill their calendar. The difference? It's not the size of the audience, it's the quality. And here's how to attract dream patients without spending money on ads. The very first thing you have to do is get crystal clear on who you're talking to. This is where practitioners go wrong. They say, I help people with gut health, or I help people lose weight, or I help people with hormones or menopause. And while that's true, it's too vague. Dream patients don't respond to vague messaging. They respond to specificity. When you speak directly to someone's exact struggle, they feel seen, and when they feel seen, they reach out. So how do you do this? Well, get specific. I mean, really specific. Instead of, I help people with gut health, say, I help women in their 40s who've tried every elimination diet and still have bloating, fatigue, and brain fog finally figure out what's actually wrong and fix it. Do you see the difference? When you're that specific, the right people feel like you're talking directly to them. And the wrong people, they self-select out, which is exactly what you want. Here's strategy number 2. Share transformation stories, not tips. Here's what most practitioners do on social media. They share tips, education, 5 ways to improve your gut health, 3 foods to avoid if you have inflammation. And while that's helpful and educational, it doesn't attract clients. You know what does? Transformation stories. People don't hire you because of what you know. They hire you because of what you can help them become. So how do you do this? Well, share client stories with permission, of course. Talk about where they were before, what they were struggling with, how they felt, then talk about where they are now, what changed, and how they feel. Make it real, make it relatable, and make it specific. When someone sees themselves in that story, they think, well, if you help them, you can help me. That's what gets people to reach out. Strategy number 3, you gotta make it easy for people to take the next step. Here's a mistake I see practitioners make all the time. They share great content. Someone gets interested, and then there's no clear next step. No link, no CTA, no, here's how to work with me. The person has to hunt for information, and if they have to hunt, they won't. If there's friction between I'm interested and I'm booked, you're going to lose people. So how do you do this? Make your next step obvious. At the end of every post, every story, every piece of content, tell people exactly what to do. If this resonates with you, DM me the word training and I'll send you my free training on gut health. Or click the link in my bio and see if you're a good fit. The easier you make it, the more people will take action. This is a great example of a CTA. And if you're a health practitioner, wellness practitioner, and you want to fill your practice, click that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on how to fill your practice with dream patients using my heart-led growth systems. Now, while you're doing that, strategy number 4, show up consistently, even when it feels like no one's watching. And here's the hard truth. Most practitioners give up too soon. They post for a few weeks, they don't see immediate results, and they quit. But here's what they don't realize. People are watching. They're lurking. They're consuming your content. They're building trust, but they're not ready to reach out yet. Trust doesn't happen in one post. It happens over time. And when you show up consistently, week after week, month after month, you stay top of mind. And when they're finally ready, you're the obvious choice. Quick story. When I had my fitness center, I started to make YouTube videos that were quite funny. I had this character and I would do these split screens, and it was kind of fun to do, but it was a lot of effort to do it. And I gave up way too soon. In fact, way too soon, because one time I was at Costco and one of the workers there was like, looked at me and was like, "Hey, you're that weight belt guy." And that was the character that I had on that. I was like, "Yeah, how do you know?" "Oh, I watch your videos. They're really fun." I could have been a YouTube star by now had I not given up because of the effort that it was taking. So how do you take this and do it for yourself? So first of all, commit to showing up at least 3 times per week. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be long. Just show up, share value, be real. Over time, that consistency compounds, and suddenly people start reaching out. Okay, strategy number 5, engage with your audience like they're real people, because they are. Here's what separates dream patients from random followers: connection. Most practitioners treat social media like a broadcast channel. They post and disappear. But dream patients don't come from broadcasting. They come from conversations. When you respond to comments, answer DMs, and engage with your audience like real people, well, you build relationships. And relationships turn into clients. So how do you do this? Spend 10 to 15 minutes a day engaging. Reply to every comment, answer every DM, even if it's just to say thank you. And you want to ask questions in your posts. Start conversations. The more you engage, the more people feel connected to you. And connection is what drives referrals and long-term clients. Now, let me tell you about a practitioner I worked with this year. She had 400 followers on Instagram. No ads, no fancy funnels. But she was crystal clear on who she served: women with PCOS who were told to just lose weight, but couldn't. She shared transformation stories every single week. She showed up consistently. She engaged with every person who commented. And within 6 months, she had a wait list. She told me, "I thought I needed thousands of followers to make this work, but I didn't. I just needed the right people and a clear message that made them feel seen." Now that's the lesson. You don't need a massive audience. You just need the right one. And why that matters this year? The algorithm is changing. Paid ads are getting more expensive, and people are craving real connection more than ever. The practitioners who win this year are the ones who stop chasing numbers and start building relationships. The ones who speak directly to their dream patients, the ones who show up consistently and make it easy to take the next step. That's how you attract dream patients without spending money on ads. Here's the bottom line. You don't need a huge audience. You don't need expensive ads. You just need to get clear on who you're talking to. Share transformation stories. Make the next step easy and show up consistently and engage like real people matter. When you do that, dream patients come to you. Now, do you want to learn the exact system to attract dream patients who are ready to invest without spending money on ads? Well, click the link in the description below this video, and I'll send you my free video training on the heart-led growth system. And that's been enabling health practitioners to double their sales in just 6 months without sales trickery. This is the same framework my clients use to build a fully booked practice with just a few hundred followers.